Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Trevor. Really grateful to have you here. And in today's video, I'm just going to be doing a first impressions unboxing video. I have 3 fragrances that I've got here before me. I just had this one come in the mail today. Le Parfum and a bottle of Parfum de Caron Le Soir for the night, which is a darker iris flanker of the original Parfum de Caron, which is a near about 100-year-old fragrance, so real classic. And then the third fragrance, I'm actually going to wait and do a surprise, let the video build up to that one towards the end here. I've had a really nice day today. It's near about 50 degrees here in the Midwest in the middle of February, so it's abnormally spring-like temperatures. So I decided I'd get outside and do it on the porch again here just for a little bit of change of scenery. First fragrance here, I've just got the box open. We've got Parfum de Caron Le Soir. I'm just going to go ahead and get this one opened up. Got a really good deal on this one. I think it was previously owned and then returned, so I got it for combined. This fragrance and the Le Parfum cost me like $135, so about 67-ish a piece, I want to say. This one I think had a few sprays out of it. When I bought it from fragrancebuy.ca, said it was about 97% full. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this one sprayed on my left hand here. It's a bit windy, so bear with me on the microphone and the distribution here. We'll have to see how it pans out. Okay, let that one settle on my hand real quick. Really loving the presentation on this one. The bottle is super elegant, slick. It does pay homage to the original Parfum de Caron bottle style, but it's all black with a matte finish here on the stripe and a gloss glass here on the rest of the bottle. Incredibly elegant. Really enjoy this fragrance just on the looks and presentation so far. I'm going to wait a minute to get the scent off my hand and kind of check that out. So I'm going to set that down right there. I am starting to get it a little bit wafting around in the air, and it does smell a little bit like the original Parfum de Caron, so it is a true flanker in that sense, which is nice. So then I'm going to pop this next fragrance from Jean Paul Gaultier out. This is actually a tester bottle. Again, I got both this and the Caron for $135, so about $67 each. This is Le Parfum. So classic Le Male bottle style. This one, I guess the tester doesn't come with the little pin, which is fine because I take those off anyways. They kind of annoy me when I go to grab them. So I'm actually going to put this one on my left forearm a little bit further up here just because I'm saving the right arm, and I just got out of the shower, so I'm going to do a second fragrance of the day with this final unboxing, but we'll go ahead and spray this one. Okay, had a little bit of a hard time coming out for those first sprays there. It dripped a little bit, but okay, this Parfum de Caron, it almost smells like a La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique meets Parfum de Caron. I don't know if there's any cardamom in here, but it definitely has a little bit of that La Nuit de l'Homme DNA. But there is iris in here as well. This actually reminds me a lot of a really nice cheapy fragrance from the house of Ted Lapidus, which is Poker Face. So this is like a little bit better done, less synthetic Poker Face, which is incredible because Poker Face, for a while there, was my favorite La Nuit de l'Homme DNA offering just because it had the iris in there, and this also does that. So it smells very similar to that offering from Ted Lapidus, but a little bit more well done, more polished, a little bit more refined, more gentlemanly. Let's go ahead and check out the Le Parfum next. Okay, yeah, wow. I can see why this one was getting hyped so much. I can definitely feel there's like a caramelly, candy, praline sort of sweetness down the bottom. The iris isn't as heavy as I thought it was going to be. I was kind of wondering whether picking up this Le Male was going to be worth it while having things like Dior Homme in the collection, but this is completely a different fragrance than Dior Homme. Yeah, very fresh but sweet at the same time. Very elegant, classy, perfect date night profile. Lots of lavender. Not as quite as vanillic as I was expecting either. Kind of. It also has a little bit of the original Le Male DNA in there, which is also really nice. Wow. A little bit of spiciness going on. Might be some cardamom in here as well. This one is a pleasant surprise, the Le Male. Wow. I was expecting it to be a lot more dark and, like I said, running in line with Dior Homme Intense Parfum, Givenchy Gentleman Reserve, but no, it's definitely its own thing. It keeps that Le Male kind of scent profile while just making it a lot more mature, surprisingly. Like I said, it's sweet, but it's not like a gourmandish style fragrance, so very elegant. Really happy with both of these two offerings so far from this fragrance by .ca haul. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pause the video and then resume inside, just because the wind is picking up and I'm not sure how it's affecting the audio quality. And this last fragrance, I definitely wanted to have a well put together first impression. So I'm going to move this to the studio inside, and I'll catch you back here in a few moments. All right, we're back from outside, and just a brief update on the two fragrances I got on my left arm. The Parfum de Caron Le Soir is starting to change already, so it's not quite the same as that Ted Lapidus fragrance, although it shared quite a bit with that fragrance in the opening, which is good to know. That means this fragrance has some dimension to it, whereas that Ted Lapidus offering is rather a linear fragrance, as most of the Lan & Huile de l'Homme offerings that I've tried are. But this is becoming a lot more woody, and as with the Le Male Parfum, it is also, neither one of them are overtly iris fragrances. I know that they both have iris in there, and you can definitely pick up on the iris, which is awesome because it's my favorite fragrance note, but they both have a lot else going on, so they are complex and very pleasant, sophisticated fragrances, the both of them. They have a nice combination of freshness and sweetness. Both incredible for cool weather. I think the Parfum de Caron is going to be a little bit more suited for the autumn, whereas the Le Male Parfum I could see being better in the winter time. So moving on, this final fragrance of the three is Rive Gauche, the La Collection version. Now, this cost me a pretty penny. I probably could have got one of the original can cylindrical bottles of Rive Gauche, which I hear are better. It's the more vintage formulation, but I think those bottles are kind of gaudy. They're a little bit, remind me of some of the Middle Eastern houses. Like, it's just not something that I would find that classy or elegant sitting on my dresser, but these La Collection bottles I think are very classy. They are a bit reminiscent of the Lalique Encre Noir line, a little bit smaller with a bigger cap, but nonetheless, really beautiful presentation here. Extremely excited to try this one out. Barbershop fragrances are my favorite genre of fragrances, and this is supposed to be sort of the standard, most legendary, top of the line barbershop fragrance that they ever did. Looks like here they've got a little bit of a note breakdown. It says lavender, geranium, patchouli, vetiver, and guaiac wood. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop the cap off, and it's not windy inside, so we can get a good view of the distribution and the atomizer on this one. Let's go ahead and really, really amazing atomizer, good distribution, sprays out nice and evenly. Okay. Oh man, yep. Let that dry down a bit just so I can get a... Yeah. Wow. Doesn't have any of that stuffiness. It definitely is a lot more... It has this added touch of freshness. Like, I don't know if it's from the vetiver maybe that's going on in here that gives it a little bit more of a bright, soapy quality that makes it a lot more wearable. I think it is the vetiver. But yeah, it takes that beautiful lavender, barbershop lavender that they have in the Beau de Jour and just makes it much more modern. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the rest of myself here for my second scent of the day. Started out with Lalique Hommage à l'Homme. Took a shower when I got the fragrance buy package in, and now I'm just gonna rock this out for the rest of the day. Might do another follow-up video on it, but so far this is really standing out to me in particular as somebody who loves barbershop fragrances and fragrances in general. This is ecstatic beyond words to have this in my collection. Just really amazing shaving foam. And you can definitely feel a lot of more greenery in here. I don't know, like I said, I guess it must be the vetiver mixing with the lavender, but this has much more of an outdoors fern-like vibe. Like that's what fougere means. It's a fern, but ferns don't actually have a essential oil or a smell that they give off of. So fougere was an attempt to use perfumery to capture the essence of like the way that a fern looks and kind of offer that same imagery in the form of scent. And this does that to a T, to a T. So yeah, Barbershop Fougere, Rive Gauche. Amazing, amazing pickup. I don't necessarily recommend you go out and hunt one of these down. It did cost me quite a bit. Not more so than normal niche purchases, I would say. I think this is still, I paid less for this than I would be paying for a bottle of Creed at discounters. So if you are into barbershop fragrances, I would recommend picking this up, or at least, you know, my first impressions. I obviously haven't worn this enough to really recommend it per se, but I think it's, you know, it speaks for itself. It has its own reputation as a legendary fragrance. So if you have this, let me know what your experience with it has been. Let me know if you've got this and the old cylindrical bottle version, which one you prefer. But yeah, really, really grateful to have this in my collection. Really grateful to have you here watching this video with me and spending your time with me and enjoying this fragrance hobby. So, appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.